That cruise card clipped to your lanyard right now, it knows more about you than you think. Every tap, every door, every drink, every time you walked past a jewelry store without buying. Cruise lines track all of it, and they use it to decide how to sell to you for the rest of the voyage. I spent over 20 years as a cruise director. I know exactly how these ships are designed to work, and I know exactly which secrets hit passengers over 60 the hardest. Look, cruising is still one of the greatest travel experiences in the world, but it's also a carefully engineered business, and the gap between a passenger who knows these 10 secrets and one who doesn't, it's measured in hundreds of dollars and ruined days. Secret number 10 starts the moment you check your onboard bill. Number 10. Your onboard bill is being padded. Most passengers treat their cruise card like a magic wand. Tap it, enjoy it, deal with the bill at the end. That's exactly what the cruise line is counting on. Small charges appear constantly. A minibar item moved but not consumed, a duplicate transaction during a busy dinner rush, a specialty restaurant charge that shouldn't have gone through. Gratuities update automatically every single day. And with thousands of transactions processed across the ship simultaneously, mistakes happen more than you'd think. A 69-year-old retired nurse waited until the final night to review her account. She found $340 in charges she didn't recognize. Guest services had a line out the door. She disputed 2 charges and lost the third because she couldn't remember the exact date. The cruise line knows most passengers don't check until the last night. That's not an oversight. That's a strategy. Your action plan: open the cruise app or cabin TV and check your balance every single evening before bed. Screenshot any charge you don't immediately recognize. Don't wait. The magic phrase: I'd like a printed itemized statement for the last 48 hours. I need to verify 3 specific charges before I approve them. That phrase signals you know what you're doing and moves you to a senior agent immediately. Think that's frustrating? The next secret costs seniors even more, and it starts before you even board. Number 9. Price drops after booking, claim them. Here's something the cruise line will never email you about. Cruise pricing moves constantly, based on demand, promotional windows, and how full the ship is running. If the fare drops after you book but before your final payment date, you can call and request an adjustment. Sometimes that means paying the lower fare outright. Other times it converts directly to onboard credit for drinks, dining, or excursions. After final payment, your options shrink dramatically, but before that date, you have real leverage. A 71-year-old booked a 10-day Alaska cruise at $2,840 per person. 6 weeks later, the same cabin category dropped to $2,340. She called. She got $1,000 in onboard credit, $500 per person, applied to her account before she ever stepped on the ship. The cruise line never called her. She called them. That's the difference. Your action plan: set a weekly calendar reminder to check your cruise fare from booking until final payment date. Use the cruise line's own website. Search your exact ship, date, and cabin category. The magic phrase: I booked cabin category X on date at price. I'm seeing a lower rate today. Can you apply the difference as onboard credit or adjust my fare? Rule of thumb: the price I booked at is the starting price, not the final one. Number 8. Tender ports hit seniors hardest. When the ship can't dock directly at the pier, passengers transfer to shore by tender boat, and that process is significantly more physically demanding than most people expect. Lines form early, stairways are steep. Stepping between a moving vessel and the dock requires balance and confidence. For seniors with knee issues, back pain, recent surgeries, or limited stamina, it can go from uncomfortable to genuinely dangerous in seconds. A 68-year-old with mild arthritis attempted a tender transfer at Santorini without requesting assistance. She slipped on the wet gangway step. She didn't fall, but the near miss shook her badly enough that she returned to the ship and missed the port entirely. What most passengers don't know: you don't need a wheelchair to request priority tender access. You simply need to ask in advance. Your action plan: visit guest services the day before any tender port and mention any mobility concern, even mild ones. Request assignment to an earlier, less crowded tender group. The magic phrase, I have some mobility concerns. Can you note priority tender assistance on my account for tomorrow's port stop? Rule of thumb, ask the day before, not the morning of. It's already too late. This next one, I've watched seniors save $200 on a single lunch just by asking one question. Number 7, port day dining deals nobody mentions. When the ship docks and most passengers head ashore, something interesting happens in the specialty restaurants. The tables go empty, and empty tables don't make money. This is when the best dining deals quietly appear: reduced port day lunch pricing, complimentary extras, special menus not listed anywhere in the app. Cruise lines don't advertise these because they'd rather you pay full price on a sea day. But the deals exist, and all you have to do is ask. A 73-year-old couple asked the specialty restaurant host about port day pricing on day 2 of their Caribbean cruise. They got a 3-course lunch at the steakhouse for $18 per person. The same restaurant charges $55 per person on sea days. Same food, same service. $74 saved, just by asking one question the night before. Your action plan: stop by any specialty restaurant desk the evening before a port day and ask, do you offer any port day specials for lunch tomorrow? Go early. These deals fill the few available seats quickly. Insider move: the spa runs identical port day discounts. Same question, same timing, same result. Ask both on the same evening walk. Number 6, the future cruise credit trick. Experienced cruisers do this on every single sailing, and most first-timers over 60 have never heard of it. During your voyage, the cruise line operates a small future cruise desk, usually near guest services or the atrium. By placing a deposit on a future cruise while you're still at sea, you unlock bonus perks unavailable on land: onboard credit, reduced deposits, and special pricing. After purchasing, you typically have a 30-day window to transfer that booking to your preferred travel agent, keeping all the onboard incentives while adding whatever additional perks your agent can offer on top. A 70-year-old placed a $200 future cruise deposit on day 4 of her Caribbean sailing. She received $300 in onboard credit applied immediately to her current voyage, effectively getting paid $100 to book her next cruise while still enjoying this one. Your action plan: visit the future cruise desk between days 3 and 5, early enough to use any onboard credit on the current trip. Ask specifically, what onboard credit do I receive if I place a deposit today, and can I transfer this booking to my travel agent within 30 days? Insider move: some lines allow you to stack a future cruise deposit with an existing loyalty discount. Always ask if both can apply simultaneously before you commit. Number 5, your cabin location affects your health. All right, I need to stop here for a second. If you're finding this valuable, hit that like button right now. It helps other seniors discover these secrets before their next cruise. And subscribe so you never miss my insider tips. Now, this next one is something I never heard another cruise channel talk about, and for passengers over 60, it matters more than almost any other booking decision you make. Where your cabin sits on the ship isn't just a comfort preference, it's a health consideration. Midship cabins on lower to middle decks experience the least motion during rough seas, critical for passengers prone to motion sickness or those on medications that amplify dizziness and balance issues. Cabins directly beneath pool decks, buffet areas, or gyms experience chair scraping, music, and foot traffic starting as early as 6 a.m., devastating for seniors who need quality sleep to manage blood pressure, heart conditions, or chronic pain. A 67-year-old with a heart condition booked a cabin directly beneath the pool deck without checking the deck plan. 5 consecutive nights of 6 a.m. chair scraping elevated her stress levels enough that her doctor noted it at her post-cruise checkup. Your action plan: pull up the deck plan for your specific ship before finalizing your cabin. Avoid directly beneath pool decks, buffet areas, gyms, and nightclubs. Prefer midship, decks 6 through 9, away from elevator banks on both sides. Rule of thumb: look up, look down, look sideways, then book. Number 4, The ship's medical center is a private clinic. This is the secret that financially devastates seniors more than any other on this list. And I'm going to be direct with you because the stakes are too high not to be. Cruise ship medical centers are not covered by Medicare, not by most standard health insurance policies. A basic consultation starts at $150. An IV drip for dehydration, $400 to $600. A cardiac monitoring session, $800 to $1,200. A medical evacuation by helicopter from international waters, $85,000 to $150,000. Every single dollar out of pocket. And in 2026, Oceania and Regent now require passengers over 70 on voyages longer than 14 days to show proof of $100,000 in medical evacuation coverage just to board the ship. A 74-year-old had a minor cardiac event on day 3 of a Caribbean cruise. The ship's medical bill, $4,200. The helicopter evacuation to a Puerto Rico hospital, $67,000. Her standard health insurance covered $0. Your action plan: purchase travel insurance that explicitly covers medical evacuation from international waters, pre-existing conditions, and trip cancellation. Buy within 14 days of your initial deposit. That's the pre-existing condition coverage window on most policies. The magic phrase when comparing policies: does this cover medical evacuation from international waters and pre-existing conditions if purchased within 14 days of deposit? No to either. Keep shopping, no exceptions. Number 3. Your Do Not Disturb sign has a limit. Most passengers assume the Do Not Disturb sign gives them complete privacy for as long as they choose. It doesn't, and most cruise channels never mention this. Cruise ships monitor cabin activity for passenger safety. If your sign stays up for an extended period, especially in the first 48 hours of a voyage, with no card usage, no dining room activity, and no visible movement logged to your account, crew members are trained to perform a welfare check. It's not intrusive. It's a legal safety protocol built into every major cruise line's operating procedures. For seniors traveling solo, one of the fastest growing demographics on cruise ships right now, this matters more than for anyone else on board. Your action plan: use the sign freely when resting or getting ready. That's exactly what it's designed for. If you're a solo traveler who values extended privacy, let your cabin steward know your schedule on day 1. The magic phrase: I tend to sleep in and keep my sign up until noon. I just want you to know I'm perfectly fine and don't need a check. That one 30-second conversation eliminates any concern for the entire voyage and builds immediate rapport with your steward. Number 2. Your loyalty tier can accelerate faster. This is the secret both competitor videos missed entirely, and for passengers over 65, it's worth thousands of dollars across the next few years of cruising. Most cruise lines offer accelerated loyalty tier advancement for seniors, but they don't advertise it. Royal Caribbean's Crown and Anchor program offers bonus points for passengers in certain age and sailing frequency brackets. Princess's Captain's Circle has preferred tier advancement provisions. Carnival's Vive IFP program has similar options that most passengers never think to ask about. Higher loyalty tiers unlock real, tangible benefits: priority boarding, free specialty dining credits, cabin upgrade eligibility, reduced future cruise deposits, and complimentary laundry on select lines. For seniors, who cruise 2 to 3 times per year, reaching the next tier faster can save $400 to $800 annually in perks alone. A 68-year-old called Royal Caribbean's loyalty department, not the general booking line, and asked specifically about senior advancement options. She was 2 cruises away from Diamond tier. The agent applied a bonus points, credit she didn't know existed. She hit Diamond on her next sailing, 1 cruise earlier than expected, and immediately unlocked free specialty, dining, and priority boarding for every future voyage. Your action plan: call your cruise line's loyalty department directly, not the general booking number. Ask specifically, are there any loyalty acceleration programs available for passengers 65 and older on my current tier? Do this before your next sailing. Points from that voyage may count toward accelerated advancement retroactively. Insider move. If you've sailed multiple lines, ask about status matching. Some lines will match your competitor tier to earn your future business. It costs you nothing to ask. Number 1. The first and last sea days are engineered. I saved this for last, because understanding this one secret reframes everything else you experience on a cruise ship. The first and last sea days are the highest revenue days of any voyage. The spa pushes packages. The casino runs promotions. The jewelry store holds final day sales. The photo gallery discounts prints. The specialty restaurants push last chance reservations. And it all feels urgent, because you're leaving tomorrow and the deals are expiring. None of it is expiring. The urgency is manufactured. The cruise line knows that passengers on the first day are excited and emotionally open to spending. Passengers on the last day feel the vacation ending and want to hold on to it. Both emotional states make people spend money they hadn't planned to spend. I watched this happen on every single sailing for 20 years. It is not accidental. It is designed. A 74-year-old spent $680 on the last sea day, a spa treatment, a photo package, and a piece of jewelry because everything felt like a final chance. She told me afterward, "I wouldn't have bought any of it on day 3. Your action plan. Make all discretionary spending decisions on days 3 through 5 when you're relaxed and thinking clearly, not emotionally reactive. On the last sea day, set a firm spending limit before you leave the cabin. Write it down. Stick to it." The magic phrase when approached by sales staff. "I've already made my purchases for this trip. Thank you." Polite. Final. No opening for a follow-up pitch. Rule of thumb. If I wouldn't buy it on day 3, I don't buy it on day 1 or day 7. You now know the 10 secrets that separate smart cruisers from the ones the cruise line is quietly counting on. But none of these protect you if you make one critical mistake before you ever step on board. And most seniors over 60 make it every single time they book. In my next video, I'm exposing the 12 boarding day traps that hit passengers over 60 the hardest before the ship even leaves the dock. Watch Cruise Director warns 12 boarding traps seniors miss. It's right here. See you there.